Well, our latest winter storm is really sucking it to southern Minnesota. Much of this afternoon is going to be pretty brutal for driving conditions and travel weather out there as we see the heaviest of this snow out of the system. More snow though tonight into Wednesday will be lighter, but we're still talking about significant accumulations through early Thursday. So here is our storm system. This is the heaviest spoke of moisture moving through early to mid-afternoon here on Tuesday, with the center of the low still back into eastern Nebraska. So you can see this dry slot in between those two areas. We're going to be in that late this afternoon, evening, a break. That doesn't mean it's done though. More snow develops tonight. It'll be lighter though. And when we get these heavier bursts of snow, we get into this area I've highlighted in blue. This is the dendritic growth zone, those big fluffy flakes that really accumulate. But we have a deep layer otherwise that we are creating those snowflakes in. So when we get into that dendritic zone, that ratio really picks up here. We get into that 15 to 25 to 1 ratio of snow to water equivalent, and that's when things really pile up. In these next few hours, we're going to see that. We're going to be into that dendritic zone with that snow really piling up. Otherwise, outside of that, tonight and tomorrow, we won't quite be there, but the snow will still add up at a ratio ranging from 9 to 15 to 1. But it's these dendritic bursts that really pile up. And regardless, you melt all this snow down that we're getting, and some of it isn't just snow, but an equivalent of an inch plus of water. That's everything in yellow here on the storm system. Yet again, that's been very unusual this winter. We've seen a lot of moisture in each of these systems, which is not common for Minnesota in December and January. So heavy snow here midday into the mid-afternoon. Then there's that break. The dry slot comes in probably about 3-4 p.m. where it will precipitate much less and definitely lighter. But then as that low lifts out in Nebraska, we're going to see that more lighter to moderate snow fill in here tonight, into tomorrow, and even tomorrow night. So lighter accumulations, but spread out over a longer period of time, so that we'll continue to add to those totals. And still looking at that bit of an icy coating this afternoon, and still possible to see some freezing rain, sleet in the Twin Cities, and especially in the Southeast Metro. That will cut back totals there a little bit. So through tomorrow evening, the bullseye still looks to be southwestern Minnesota. That's where we're talking over a foot. But even the western suburbs are going to see some higher totals compared to the eastern suburbs. We'll take a little bit of a closer look to show you that kind of divide that we could see because of that mixing occasionally. Red Wing, Hastings, some of those places, maybe 4 to 6 inches in total, but some western suburbs could see 9 to 10 plus, especially as you go further west. So for most of us in the 494, 694 loop, we're going to be in that 6 to 10 inch range in total. That's the more probabilistic range for the middle of the Twin Cities. But again, a little bit of mixing south and east, you get less, more snow, all snow to the west. Those totals add up even a bit more. So through today and tonight, up through midnight, we're talking about probably close to a half foot of snow. The bulk of our snow out of the system falling today, heaviest still across southwestern Minnesota, but then we are going to see that lighter but still significant accumulation tomorrow into tomorrow night. Still several inches of snow, with the heaviest snow lifting north, and that's going to be the area that's coming through here this afternoon. We'll start to lift north of the Twin Cities, between the Twin Cities and Duluth, east central Minnesota more. We do get some cooler air behind the system, but the models have actually modified from what it was looking like. So maybe around 20 Friday. That's not bad, only a few degrees below normal. Teens in northern Minnesota, and then cooler nights ahead, but still we're talking single digits in teens in southern Minnesota, and maybe below zero by a few degrees in northern Minnesota Friday and Saturday mornings. But the nice thing out of this, we're not going to get that blast of Arctic air like we did the last time, which is good both in terms of comfort, but also it means that these roads will clean up much more quickly. With warmer temperatures, salt will work. We'll see a little sunshine, I think even by Thursday afternoon, but especially some sun on Friday and Saturday, and with temperatures close to 20, yeah, those roads are going to get cleaned up very quickly out of the system. And with the warmer temperatures, you can get out and actually enjoy the snow instead of being stuck inside because it's below zero.